Welcome to the Robotics Lab. Build what you need. Oh, you're nasty. That's what you needed for. Oh, yes, we have that. And we have that. Oh, wow. Only the nastiest of nasties know about that, robotics. Oh, come with me. Come on. Oh, you caught me off guard, sir. This is a bop, they would say. Oh, yes. Here we go. Okay, enough of that silliness. Now, let's be serious. We're here to talk about the stock market. We're not here to talk about your dark fantasies with robotics. I mean, I don't need to know that. Don't comment anything down below about your sick fantasies of robotics. We're talking about stocks, okay? We're serious here. We're serious, all right? I sound like J. Jonas Jameson off of Spider-Man, if you don't know. Anyway, so we're going to jump into a robotic stock that we covered last week. But before we do, ¿Qué pasa, familia de dinero? I'm your host, Hachi, a truck driver on a detour towards wealth. And I hope that you join us on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there. I'll appreciate your assistance in getting there. To anybody that's a returning viewer or you're new to the channel, shout out to you. Hit that like button. Okay, with all this YouTube stuff out the way, let's talk about this robotic company that has been added into the Russell. What? So we're going to talk about all that and more, but concurrently, the price point for Richtech Robotics is going to be ticker symbol RR. It's sitting at $1.96, and it's fluctuating. It goes down to $1.76, $1.90, like around that range. It's been quite volatile. So when we look at Richtech Robotics, it can go up and it can go down very quickly. This stock is kind of hard to read, but there is a few things that may potentially bump this robotics stock all the way into the atmosphere. As I mentioned, there's a thesis, and I'll talk about this when at the end, so stick around for that. But pretty much this company has a huge potential if they do a few things. We're going to dive into that again at the end. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a crystal ball, and this is not financial advice. You will lose money in the stock market, but you're more likely, from my opinion, that you are more likely to buy or get more money in the stock market rather than the scratch off card that you have to pay $20 for. You more than likely will lose it. Anyway, so current stock price sitting at $1.96. I got my notes here. Market cap is approximately 225 million in market capitalization, with around 57 employees for the company. So if you did not know that, there you go. So right now the EPS is going to be 0.04, missing expectations of 0.02. And then revenue right now is at 1.17 million, below forecasted of 1.91 million. Trailing 12-month revenue at 4.39 million, down 51% year over year. So their net loss is quite substantial as well. When it comes down to it, index inclusion officially added to the Russell 2000 and 3000, and then that is effective of June 27, 2025, a move that often draws institutional capital. I was watching this video, I think it's like How to Beast or something like that. I can't remember the channel name, but he was in the Austin, Texas airport, and in the airport it had the robotic arm that I believe Richtech Robotics has. I was like, wow. And it was serving coffee. It was Robo Coffee, they called it. So that was a little strange. Okay, so let's get into the Asian VJ deal, or JV, excuse me, JV. Chinese JV secured 4 million sales contract, expanding Atom, Scorpion, and Titan robots in Asia, potentially boosting Q4 revenue. Oh, baby, this is pretty good. We need to see money coming in, not money going out. So that's fantastic. That's a great deal. This car always comes along when I'm making a video. They freak me out. Anyway, so that is also a very huge thing. I'll tell you guys my opinion on that at the end. Product recognition and launches. Atom bartender robot has surpassed 16,000 drinks served in Las Vegas, baby. On top of that, Titan Robotic awarded Robotics Innovation of the Year. That's awesome. Strategic R&D alliance and headquarters expansion underway. All right, so broader market context, when it comes down to it, industry buzz indicates a possible robotics era, which Richtech seen as a front runner in AI/mobile and humanoid robotics, citing over 300 units deployed across U.S. venues. That's fantastic. That's great. Analysts note momentum in autonomous service robotics, delivery, and why did I write it like this? Cleaning, F&B, powered by NVIDIA's AI platform. So that's pretty good. Upcoming earnings is going to actually be September 3rd, so write that down in your calendar of 2025, just if you don't know what year it's going to be. So a possible thing is going to be the revenue recovery and profitability path post reconstruction, impact from Asian sales deal on quarterly results, institutional inflows due to index inclusion, and on top of that, product adoption, tailwinds, and expanding deployments. All right, so let's get into my opinion. Okay, so when it comes down to NVIDIA and they tweet or they say something, typically there is a lot of institutional buyers looking for opportunities. And if Richtech Robotics does this right, they are prime for being pretty much invested in. And so the stock value will make not only, institutional buyers or even those that bought or convertible notes or anything like that that has a locked in price more profitable, but it will make overall the company more profitable and able to expand. Richtech Robotics is a small company based out of, I believe, California, if I'm not wrong. And their robotics are in some of the hot places. If I'm, again, not wrong, I believe it's one of the robotics is used as a coffee machine in Austin. I could be wrong. But back in March, there was actually an investor.com article citing that NVIDIA is saying that there will be a robotics era. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff shift towards robotics right now, and there is always going to be a trend that the stock market goes on. They might be doing medicine, they might be doing robotics, they may be AI, and to the coming future quantum, but robotics seems to be a little bit undervalued. So that means your Tesla, that means Richtech Robotics, that means a few other things like ARB, ARBE, a company that I covered before. Some of these robotics companies might see a significant lift if that is where the trends go to. And that's all about how are we developing robotics in everyday life. And I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram that indicate that there is going to be a robotics trend that shifts away from AI, because AI right now hasn't been a substantial breakthrough. We had VEO with Google, and now it's kind of like a thing of a past. 2 weeks and it's gone. So kind of you always got to keep on one-upping, and right now robotics hasn't gotten that shine. My thesis and my theory, again, I'm a financial advisor nor am I a crystal ball, but when I look at Richtech Robotics being included in the Russell, and you have the Asia deal, that's to me fantastic. That means that they're moving the way that I mentioned that they should have done quite a while ago, which is more so, let's get this into the hands of people in rural areas, urban areas, everywhere, not just to these big cities where they always capitalize on. And typically they always test it out first. And, when I read, and I mentioned this already, but I read the book Made in America by Mr. Walton. He talked about how he started in some of these small neighborhoods and grew a grocery store where people didn't think a grocery store needed to be placed. Lo and behold, this was a land of opportunity. And so he was able to expand Walmart into Sam Walton. There we go. Sam Walton was able to expand Walmart to bigger than a lot of Kmart was, bigger than a lot of the older stores that we used to know, kicking out some of the more local grocery stores. So when it comes down to it, you're going to have to go to cities that people are not thinking about. That's just my opinion, in order to appease the stock gods, or when it comes down to it, the investors, the institutional investors, to draw eyes into it. Tesla does a really good show, and I think that CES is one of the shows that Richtech Robotics did attend. But in order to really draw big eyes, you're gonna have to start talking to some of these what's it called, content creators. I'm telling you, these companies are so behind because they are mainly just aiming their attention to just celebrities, and Gen Z doesn't look up to a lot of celebrities other than Sydney Sweeney. I swear, if you get a deal with Sydney Sweeney, say, hey, this cup touched my hand. You got a lot of dudes just running at it. If you want to talk about, you know, when it comes to women and their influence, it's still kind of more like Taylor Swift. Stuff like that. I don't like some of the makeup tutorial artists over there, storytime content creators over there. Could be an influential person, but really content creation is where you're really going to get the new generation to be interested, to buy products, to use this product. So that's just my opinion. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's starting to get dark out, and I gotta get prepared for the rest of my day. I will catch all of you, Familia de Tenedo, in the next one. Adios.